What's up YouTube? Welcome to this Easter eggs and comic references video for the Suicide Squad movie. So if you haven't seen Suicide Squad and don't want any spoilers, then you know what? Don't watch the rest of the video because this is going to be very spoiler heavy, I'm afraid. So go watch a movie and come back, sit down, pop some motherfucking popcorn, chill out and watch me do the thing. So now, let's jump in. Okay, so as you know, if you've seen the film, you'll know that, well, the Enchantress is pretty much the enemy of the entire flick. Now, we were expecting a kind of bait and switch with it being taken over by someone, so the Enchantress spirit or whatever was taken over by something else bigger, but you know what, we didn't get that. So that was pretty much the whole story, and this is the origin of the adaptation. So if you want to check that out, that's cool. Go and read it, download it off Comixology, which is pretty good, or you can get a link to comics in the description from Amazon, and Amazon are pretty decent for graphic novels. Arguably, Captain Boomerang was one of the funniest actual guys in the film, and the whole Jai Courtney drinking a tinny throughout the whole film I absolutely loved. So one of the funniest parts I thought of the film was when he tried to convince Slipknot to escape, defying the bombs and saying that they're not real, man. That was a terrible accent. So what he does, he convinces him to go, and then he gets blown up straight away. And this was lifted straight from the comics. I believe it was Suicide Squad number 9 that this panel is lifted from as well, which is pretty funny and really cool that they're keeping it to the comics panel by panel. So sticking with the theme of sticking to the comics, the scene where we see Captain Boomerang being captured by Flash was absolutely awesome. And as a side note, it was actually directed by Zack Snyder, so he directed a scene in this film, which was really, really cool. So Captain Boomerang appeared first in the Flash comic, so it makes sense that he's Captain. Also, if you were a fan of the Flash and Arrowverse TV shows, you will recognise him from there, from the crossover episode. We also had an origin story for Deadshot as well, captured by the Batman. So that makes a lot of sense because his first appearance was in Batman as well, although not as he is at the moment, wearing the tuxedo, the top hat, and the eye thingy, mask, whatever. And yeah, so that was really, really cool that they added that in. So when Deadshot comes back, he's wearing his iconic mask, his wrist gun thing as well, and he came back in the 70s under the Deadshot's Revenge, which is a pretty decent comic actually. So that was really, really, really awesome to see them kind of make that kind of reference as well. And you can see him with Will Smith dressed as a pimp kind of thing as well, wearing this big leather trench coat as well, maybe a homage to the 70s. So when we saw Harley Quinn and the Joker, and we saw Harley Quinn go into the vat of chemicals, that was of course Ace Chemicals, and that was the kind of origin story for the Joker, because obviously as the Red Hood, he fell into the huge vat of chemicals as well, and it's really cool to see them add in Ace Chemicals because it is pivotal in the storyline of the Joker and the Batman together hating each other forever. They're like the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens of the DC world. We also got to see Harley Quinn's hammer as well as her original Jester outfit. So a hammer is like the main weapon she uses in the comics originally, and also in the Batman animated series, which was really awesome to see as well. She uses a baseball bat for most of the film, but I was gutted they didn't use the hammer as well. It looks like pretty much a mallet that you'd get for using those strongman machines at fairs and arcades. Another awesome reference, and one of my favourite, which I absolutely nerded the fuck out when I saw it, was the Alex Ross iconic cover here of Joker and the Harley Quinn, and you see them actually reenact this picture in their origin story as well. And what I thought was really, really, really neat as well is how the Joker is wearing the tuxedo when he turns up to save her. Who would have thought that, oh, Mr. J was such a romantic? So Midway City was also a reference to the wider DC Comics universe, with it being the home to Hawkman and Hawkgirl, as well as the team, the Doom Patrol as well, who were actually featured in a crossover with the Suicide Squad in the source material for this film that I told you at the start of this video. So go check that out as well. Now, weirdly, one of the actual guys we thought would be a big character was Scott Eastwood's character, who pretty much just really did nothing in the background for the whole film. But the person who is of interest, who is a guard at Belle Reve, is old Mr. Frost, who you may recognise from Neighbours or Bad Neighbours, whatever it was called in your territory. Well, Johnny Frost was actually a character in an out-of-continuity comic book entitled The Joker, which is a very, very deep cut for the DC universe to reference. So we can see him at the end of the film, or end of his film, his part of the film, sorry, pretty much blow up. So I'm not sure how much he's going to be linked to the rest of the universe, because we know Jared Leto is back and he will be in Justice League as well. So we'll see. Time will only tell. Funnily enough, the Watchmen logo was also featured when Deadshot is looking at the shops in Midway City and see the same coat that his daughter was wearing, and you see the huge smiley sign behind it, which really, really, really fun to see, because you know what? I actually really, really like the Watchmen adaptation. Now, the building that they actually got to go into and they rescued Amanda Waller from, the John F. Ostrander Federal Building, was actually the name of the creator of the modern Suicide Squad as well. So it's always cool when they introduce and add in Easter eggs for the names of the creators of the comics. Lastly, we had that mid-credit scene where we see Bruce Wayne go up against Amanda Waller, pretty much trying to help her out, seemingly, but he wants the Justice League files. So that's pretty much true to the comics, really. She knows who he is. She knows who the identity of the Justice League are because, well, she knows absolutely fucking everything because that's her job. And it's interesting to see if the Suicide Squad will be shut down. Will they actually make appearance in the Justice League? I don't know. It would be cool to reference it, maybe, as well. But all of this was Amanda Waller's complete own doing. Silly sausage on her. So, thank you for watching, people. Please do like, please do subscribe for more content. I'll see you soon, and goodbye.